Good afternoon, Innovation Nation, and welcome to another speculation type video. Now, what we are going to be doing today is actually looking at the potential base stat totals of the 3 starter Pokemon. Now, we're going to be looking at them and discussing them in a competitive sense, because I love to look at things to see if they're competitive or viability. There have been several starter Pokemons in the past. I'm not going to sit here and name all of them. I'm probably going to forget some, but Greninja, competitively viable. There's Charizard, competitively viable. Blaziken, competitively viable. There's several starter Pokemon that have seen their way onto the competitive field. So I want to go ahead and look at these base stat totals. Now, if you guys don't know that there was an E3 demo, so all these, starters were playable at E3. So that means you can go in the game, you can see their base stat totals, and taking account in their nature at the time and what their base stat totals were at the time, you can kind of tell, especially since they're all level 50. So that made it super easy to calculate what their potential stats were. And I guess we're just gonna go ahead and go down the line. I'm gonna start off with Scorbunny. Now, the ability is Blaze. No hidden abilities were revealed yet, so we're just gonna have to assume it's Blaze for now. Which, honestly, it's alright. These all the the original starter abilities are kind of They're not too super special. Also, I want to take time to let you guys know that they're all pushed up to 530 because almost every single starter in the history of time has been around 530. There are a couple of exceptions to that rule. I think Gen 4 is the gen that had a little bit of exceptions, like there were some Pokemon above or below it. But 530 is going to be the assumed potential stat total for all these Pokemon. Now, looking at Scorbunny, we have a lot of speed, a lot of attack, a little bit more attack than speed, so it's probably going to be around base 120, with speed being the second highest stat at base 110, which is actually good. It's just your standard Lopunny, essentially, like a Mega Lopunny, closer than regular Lopunny. It's just your standard bunny type fast thing that hits hard, like not super blown out of the water there. It's going to be a good Pokemon. If those stats are true, it's just going to be your glass cannon that goes in, takes down a couple Pokemon, gets a couple last hits, and then dies. That's essentially what it's going to be. Especially if it's I think there was a leak that did say that it's going to remain pure fire at least until the second evolution. I don't know anything about. I mean, there wasn't anything announced about the third evolution yet, but I mean, it's looking like a fire fighting type because it learns fighting type moves later on in life, so I guess that's a thing. Now, moving on down to Sobble, we're going to see that it is your glass cannon special attacker. It's essentially Scorbunny in reverse. They actually have very similar stats, like it's just as glass cannon-y as a Scorbunny is, with like little discrepancies in defense and HP, but it's your special attacker. I mean, it doesn't have as fast of speed as a Scorbunny, which makes sense, I guess, because you'd always expect a rabbit to be faster than the chameleon lizard thing, water. But overall, it's not bad. I mean, it's a little tankier also because they decided to make it a little tankier. It's your slower variant. It goes up to like base 100 speed, which is standard. It's like that awkward speed tier where it's like it's not too good, it's not too bad. It's kind of just where every Pokemon is around. Like that's the threshold of like fast and not fast is base 100, which is okay. I mean, base 109 special attack, I wish it was more, but it's not, so I can't really do anything about that, sadly. I know that Sobble is everybody's favorite, so it's a little disappointing that his stats are more evenly distributed in comparison to like Scorbunny, because he has more tankiness than Scorbunny, but his tankiness isn't anything to like be blown out of the water about. It's still not that great. I always don't like it when a Pokemon is well-rounded. When you have a well-rounded Pokemon that doesn't have any specialization or any niche, it becomes really hard to be competitively viable. And that brings us to the next Pokemon, my fucking boy Grookey. What happened? I don't like these stats at all for Grookey, because they're too evenly distributed. Like, he's tanky, and I see him, he's gonna be a tank, but the issue is he has too much special attack he doesn't need. Like, to the point where he only has base 100 attack. He's just gonna be... He reminds me of the stats that are similar to him. He reminds me a lot of Chestnut. He has very similar Chestnut stats. Just like too much of a good thing ends up being a bad thing. Like, he has good attack, good HP, good defense, good special attack, good special defense, piss poor speed. So he has too many good things. He can't really specialize in something. That makes me sad because Grookey was my boy. He was the one I was gonna go in, you know, just based on stats. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I gotta see what he evolves into, because typing does bring a big like punch when it comes to competitive viability. Typing is so important, and if I don't know their final typings, I can't really make my final decision yet. But I mean, this does make me a little bit sad for Grookey. He does have that awkward speed tier. It's like not slow enough for Trick Room. I guess he is slow enough for Trick Room, but Trick Room does appreciate even slower Pokemon, but he's also not fast enough for like non-Trick Room. Like I said, I guess it depends on how tanky we can make him. He has the most HP out of the 3 Pokemon. He has the most special defense and defense out of the 3 Pokemon. I guess if we like go for a committed tank, then he'll be fine. The only issue is that we have to know his move pool. Now, I know some moves were actually revealed already, so we're actually going to take a look at some of the moves that these Pokemon are going to have. Now, here we are on Cerebi looking at the moves. Gonna start off the opposite direction, but that's fine. The known moves to Grookey so far are Scratch, Razor Leaf, Growl, Taunt, Wood Hammer, Branch Poke, which we don't know a lot about, Slam, Uproar, and Knockoff. Now, just from these moves, he seems pretty good, because he has important moves like Taunt if he's going to be a tanky person. I mean, he could always have Taunt just in case. He has Wood Hammer. That's the strongest physical grass move, so it's good to have. And he also has Knockoff. I don't know much about Branch Poke. That could just be his special move that only he has. That's just like the weaker version of Wood Hammer or something along those lines. Knockoff, very important for VGC especially. Just knocking off an item is so relevant, and it also does a lot of damage, so that's pretty good for Grookey. I'm not sad about those moves at all. Now for Scorbunny, we have Ember, Quick Attack, Double Kick, Flame Charge, Double Edge, and Headbutt. None of those are super outstanding, except maybe Flame Charge, that'll be good, maybe Double Edge, that'll be good, depending on its typing. I mean, it could be a Fire Normal for all I know, and that could be Stab. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Quick Attack is priority. None of those are super outstanding, so I'm not actually not looking forward to that at all. Like, I was hoping for something better, like some like new physical fire move that I don't know about, or that doesn't exist yet, that's only special to Scorbunny. Like that would have been pretty dope, but unfortunately that isn't the case. Now we're gonna look at, okay, Sobble. Sobble gets Liquidation, which isn't great because that's a physical move. It gets Water Pulse, which is okay. It gets Soak, which is not that fantastic. And that's about it. Damn. I mean, it does get Rain Dance, so that makes it a little bit more relevant. But not too many moves are known about Sobble right now. So actually, this changes our whole opinion. In the beginning, I was like, oh, Grookey's the worst one competitively right now, just based on stats. But then I look at the moves so far. Grookey's the most competitively viable right now, just in terms of moves. So that's actually interesting how it just changes up on us like that. But granted, of course, there's going to be more moves. Just as far as we know, these are the moves they have. I'm sure there's going to be more moves. I'm sure that Sobble's going to be able to learn things like Scald, which is a lot better than Water Pulse. Scorbunny's going to be able to learn things like Fire Punch, which is a lot better than, what does he have? Ember. Like, I'm sure a lot of these things are going to change later on in the future, but for now, this is the information that we have, so we're going to talk about. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this competitive analysis. If you want to see me have more competitive analysis on other Pokemon that have their stats revealed already, please let me know down below in the comment section. If you did enjoy the video, want to continue watching, go ahead and click the like button. I'm Ocean. Hope they did enjoy, and peace out.